Bye, guys. Hi, Dad.
Hey, sweetie. Oh, I have a snack on the table for you.
Thanks. What? These aren't snacks. Dad, these are just games.
Crushed it. Good morning, and welcome to a special episode of Tabletop Toolbox. I'm really excited about this video today. See, you may recall a few months ago, I reviewed some disc golf themed board games, and one was a small card game named Final 9 by Australian-based indie publisher MnkyMnd Games. Now, when I was working on that video, I thought to reach out to MnkyMnd to try and get some more information about the game, and much to my surprise, they responded. I got in touch with the owner, and after some great conversation, he offered to lend me a couple of pre-production copies of his next crowdfunding project. And they have arrived. These are the MnkyMnd SnackBox Series Mini Games, and we're going to take a look at these today. These 4 small, lightweight games feature some unique themes and put an emphasis on casual play and push-your-luck elements. In addition, one of the things I really like about MnkyMnd Games is they'll usually include an optional variant that just slightly ratchets up the tension, or the luck, or the strategy, or even add some take-that elements to keep things interesting. So let's dig in for a bigger bite, shall we? First up is Ira Kanji. Did you know that Ira Kanji is the name of a pinky-sized jellyfish native to the coastal waters off of northern Australia, which has one of the most poisonous venoms in the entire animal kingdom? I didn't either, which made this little factoid inside the box lid that much cooler. In Ira Kanji, 2 to 3 players are competing in a swimming race from the ocean to shore. Along the way, they'll encounter all types of challenges, obstacles, and maybe some helpful equipment, while trying to avoid blue bottle jellyfish and the dangerous Ira Kanji. Now, players might be able to swap out a tile they encounter with one they're holding in their hand, but even then, each tile flip is a tense moment as you race yourself to shore. Each round can result in positive or negative points for each player, and the first player to reach a total of 2 points across multiple swims wins the game. Additionally, there are optional shore cards which you can use, which let players increase or decrease the score for themselves or another player, depending on how each round goes. Now, up next we have Slingshot. The theme of Slingshot might be a little more mainstream, but the art here might be my favorite out of the 4. In Slingshot, 2 to 4 players are participating in an interplanetary race, rolling dice to match symbols on the flight sequence of each planet they encounter. Now, Slingshot is the first of the 4 to introduce asymmetrical player powers. These give players a benefit if they roll specific symbols at the start of their turn. In addition, there are special powers which can be triggered using these Kylor crystals, of which there are a couple ways to obtain throughout the game. The optional variant here involves these asteroid cards. Some give a quick benefit like an extra crystal, while others give positive or negative outcomes, again, if a player rolls specific symbols at the start of their turn. And now, it's time for something completely different. Now this one is fun because it's a theme I can't say I've seen very much in board gaming. In Skate Park, 2 to 3 players are competing to be master of the boards, performing skateboarding tricks to put up the highest number of points in order to win a series of 7 different skating obstacles. The active player picks an obstacle and then tries to perform the best trick they can, rolling a single die to try and match a symbol of the trick they're attempting. Players also start with 4 of these wheel tokens. Now, these are required for some of the harder tricks in the game, but can also be spent to reattempt a failed trick. But be careful, because if you're unable to perform a trick for the current obstacle, then you're automatically out of the race. Now, Skate Park is the only one of these 4 that doesn't include an optional variant in play, but you'll also find that it's probably the game that requires the most forward thinking and planning of any of these games, and as such, there's already plenty there for players to think about. And speaking of which, I've kind of worked up a little appetite. Say, you hungry? So there are already plenty of games out there with the theme of food and cooking and even food trucks, but Chimichangas and Tacos is a fun, light, simple drafting game where 2 to 3 players are trying to complete popular Mexican street food recipes. Players take turns drafting these food chip tokens and can either play one or keep one, placing the other back out onto the table. Once the last chip token is taken, players will score all of their complete recipes and will lose points for each one that isn't complete. Now, the optional variant here is probably the most fun. It involves these 3 condiment tokens: hot sauce, sour cream, and jalapenos. These single-use actions can be used at any time, even during another player's turn, and each one has a variety of options available. You can use it as a wild ingredient, use it to steal another player's ingredient, or can even cancel a condiment played by another player. These actions possibly make this game the most cutthroat of the 4. Alright, time for the usual reminders. Everything that you've seen in this video has been prototype pre-production, so components or even rules could change during the Kickstarter campaign, which by the way is active right now through November of 2021 on Kickstarter.com. You can go to MnkyMind's website for more information and even to join a mailing list. That's MnkyMind with no vowels, or MnkyMnd.com. I can tell you from personal experience that the Final 9 campaign ran like clockwork. Everything was delivered on time, there was good communication, and it was just a great project to be a part of. However, I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you that in 2021, everything is kind of a mess. From production to logistics, finances, everything is just chaotic this year. So please be patient, be kind, and above all, get some tacos. Cheers.